You know, I grew up fishing in freshwater where you could always target a species. You went fishing for one kind of fish and pretty much that's what you caught. I'm becoming a better saltwater angler, and I'm learning that many times when you go fishing, you don't know what you're going to catch on any given cast. Well, that's very much going to be the case on this week's episode. We're going fishing in the Gulf of Mexico, a type of fishing that I've never done before, and I am so pumped about it. Stay with us. Going to be a great half hour coming up. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
It's time now for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southwest region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors Southwest.
Hey everybody, I'm so glad you're along with us because we're in for a big treat in the next half hour. I'd like to welcome you into the Gulf Shores Orange Beach area, the Gulf Coast of Alabama. Now, if you'll recall, we were actually here in this area about a year ago. We went to Mobile Bay and fished with Captain Patrick Garmison, and we landed a giant triple tail, my first ever. I want to roll in some video here to show you what this big boy looked like. We caught him off of a floating log in the middle of the bay, fought him for a long time, finally got the fish aboard, and it bottomed out a 15-pound scale, weighed somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 pounds, which is a true trophy triple tail. Now on this week's episode, we're going to do something completely different. We're going to take the Mako 21 LTS out in the Gulf. We've got a pretty calm morning this morning, not much wind blowing, which allows us to go out in the Gulf. We're going to fish some drilling rigs. Many species of fish live out there, and I can't tell you what we're going to catch, but I can promise you we're in for a lot of fun. So the next time you see me, we'll have the Mako launched out in the Gulf. We'll meet up with Captain Patrick Garmison, and we'll see what bites on this week's episode. Hey, this is going to be really exciting. And while we're out doing that, we're taking you around the region for your weekly fishing reports from our team of insider reporters. Stay with us right now. We're going to get this thing started back at the FSN Studios. Here's your weekend planner.
Hi everybody. According to the Salooner tables, game fish should be more active over the weekend on Sunday than on Saturday. The peak daylight hours will start at 10:07 a.m. on Sunday, and the best evening action will begin at 10:28. Expect sunrise to take place at 6:50 in the morning, with sunset happening at 5:31 p.m. And night skies will be lit by a moon that is only 14% visible. We'll be right back with all of the current fishing reports from around the area. And I'll return with 2004 Angler of the Year, Gerald Swindle, to answer your Ask the Pro question. But first, here's a peek at some photos from the Costa Catch of the Week contest. These contestants did not win, but we still thought you might want to enjoy some of these nice catches. Back in a bit.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than just a boat, it's a tracker. By Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there. By Mercury Marine, official outboard of Fox Sports Outdoors. And by Lowrance Electronics. Find, navigate, dominate.
Got him hooked?
Made a good first run. I'm not sure what it is there.
Well, you can see we've made it out in the Gulf of Mexico with Captain Patrick Garmison, and pulled up to a rig out here out of Gulf Shores, Orange Beach area. Gotten a look at him yet?
No, I haven't seen it. Hey, but I don't care what it is as long as it's pulling hard, right?
Boy, you do get stuff that pulls hard out here, that's for sure.
Plenty of hard. Pretty sure it's a bonita.
Wow, what a cool fight. Man, Now he's going in circles.
Yep, definitely a bonita. There he is.
What is it, bonita?
Yep, bonita.
Wow, look at this beautiful fish. We've never had one of these caught on our show, and we have now. Look at that thing. Man, what a great looking fish. All right, so that's a bonita, huh?
That's a bonita.
Wow.
A little tuning. He swallowed the hook.
Yeah, so we'll be popping that off. We're out here on these rigs. I'll tell you, we've had a heck of a day. We've waited out 2 or 3 big thunderstorms that have rolled through, and the wind associated with them. Just got back on this rig and just got the baits down. Caught it on a pogie. And you said these fish really don't care whether the pogie's alive or dead, right? You just they just want food.
They're just out here eating.
Wow. Right now, let's get started with some fishing reports for you.
Hi folks, this week's Lone Star Lakes is brought to you once again by Hitch It Safe. And with the cost of boats today, why wouldn't you spend a few bucks to make sure yours stays safe and sound? Use the hitch lock from Hitch It Safe to keep that trailer attached to your tow vehicle, and the trailer lock to make sure that your boat stays where you park it when it's not attached to your tow vehicle. Hitch It Safe is made in Dallas, Texas, right here in the good old USA. Now this week we're going to start at Lake Fork, where the fall temperatures have created a great topwater bite early. Then you can transition to spinnerbaits, and finally, for the bigger fish, use your 10-inch power worms about 10 to 15 feet deep on ridges and humps. Over at Cooper, the hybrid fishermen will find hybrids up shallow for the most part. Use your lead head jig with a swim bait trailer in white or a glow type color. Adjust your jig head size to the depth of water you're fishing. And finally, crappie on Cedar Creek will play out as the winter temperatures really plunge, but right now they're on boat docks and brush piles, anywhere from 10 to 15 feet deep. Take your jig and shoot it up under the docks and let it pendulum back to the front to catch your Cedar Creek crappie. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Hitch It Safe. Now let's check in with Mr. Bill Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, this week's report is brought to you by Port Aransas on Mustang Island, the fishing capital of Texas, where anglers enjoy pristine bays, estuaries, 18 miles of surf, and the deep blue waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Plus the local restaurants will even cook your catch come sundown. Come fish and play Texas Island style. For more information, visit portaransas.org. Well, strong winds with even stronger gusts continue to persist all on the Texas coast from Sabine to Port Isabel. Now on the upper coast, anglers fishing the marsh to avoid the winds have found falling tides with bait stacked up around the mouths of bayous and drains as well as into the bays. When winds have allowed, birds continue to work over fish, feeding on shrimp and other bait. Mid-coast anglers continue to find schools of redfish and black drum around protected shorelines and in the back lakes. Good redfish action has also come from the flats on the lower Laguna Madre. Anglers throwing soft plastics as well as shallow running baits have done well. The Brownsville Ship Channel has afforded anglers protection from the winds and has given up a variety of fish. Strong winds have either roiled the surf or flattened it depending upon the direction it's blown. Bull redfish have been available for those fishing the jetties as well as piers all on the Texas coast. This weekend, both Saturday and Sunday have a double tide schedule of 2 high and 2 low tides each day. I'm Bill Olson, and I'll see you on the coast.
Hey everybody, we're here on the rigs at Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, and I want to show you what we're rigging. That's a pogie right there. Boy, he is a lively one too. Captain Patrick caught that in a cast net, and I'm just using my heavy bass tackle. This is a 7.5 foot heavy action Lew's custom speed stick, and we're free lining this. There's no weight, and I'm just throwing it out there on a kind of a medium cast, and then we're just letting the pogie swim free out there. And the bites that we're getting, fish that are hitting us, are up in that top 8-10 feet of water, and they're coming up and hitting the bait.
That's a snapper.
You think?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a snapper.
Putting as much pressure on him as I can put on him.
He keeping you down in there? Oh yeah. It's acting like a snapper, going straight into the structure like that, and the straight down. Don't let him whip you, Barry.
Here he comes, here's the leader.
There he is.
Snapper. I got a snapper, yes! Hey, look at here.
That's a good one right there, man.
Man, oh my gosh, look at the size of him. Oh man, fishing these rigs is incredible. You saw the fight, he fought and he fought and he fought, and this is what you can catch out here on these rigs. You said this is a good one, huh?
Yeah, that's a nice one. He's probably, we can see what he weighs. He's probably a
Got it.
7-8 pounder, I guess. 6 pounder.
All right.
Good eater.
I caught me a red snapper right there, ladies and gentlemen. First one of my entire life.
He's 9.5.
9.5 pound red snapper. Just like that. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's my first ever red snapper right there. And I had a blast catching it right here at Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. All right. I'm gonna catch my breath. We're gonna keep this fish in the box. We'll get you some fishing reports right now from where you live.
Hi friends, Cajun Phil here with your Fox, Louisiana Fishing Report. I tell you what, we had a fantastic morning this morning. Got Charles and Vicki down from San Antonio area.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, they're with the Rockport Rattlers, one of the best baits we've ever had tied on the end of our lines. I tell you what, today we had Rockport Rattlers, we had Kelly Wiggler plastics. We were throwing 20-pound fins, wind tamer. Great trip. Y'all enjoy it?
We had a
It was
blast.
a blast.
Y'all gonna come back and do it again?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, friends, it don't get no better than that. Come down to the Cajun Paradise Lodge and Charters here on Calcasieu Lake, better known as Big Lake. Catch you some of this right here. Yesterday was all speckled trout. Today we targeted redfish and we did real good. They're gonna come back down. We're gonna try to catch y'all some flounder. They were running for about 2 weeks. They finally cut it back down. Next cold front, they're gonna be right back up on the ship channels and we're gonna be catching lots of flounder. I tell you what, right now, friends, fishing is good all across the coast from Texas all the way to Mississippi. I don't care whether you want to go to Venice, whether you want to go to Houma, Delacroix, Hopedale, Shell Beach. Right now, everybody's catching redfish and speckled trout. You can come on down here to Louisiana and get you some. Till next time, this is Cajun Phil for Charles and Vicki, of course, Captain Kevin. Said happy fishing, may God bless, and we're going to see you folks next week. Bye-bye.
Hey, before we head out to a quick break, I want to show you some video. We had one more species for you. Captain Patrick hooked a Spanish mackerel and got it right up to the boat. Lost it, but it was a pretty decent fish. That's just an average Spanish mackerel for you right there, just one more species. 3 quick things before we head out to a quick break. First of all, you don't need a boat if you come to Gulf Shores or Orange Beach. It's nice to have one, but if you don't have one, come anyway, because they have the second longest fishing pier in the entire Gulf of Mexico. It's right across the street from the zip lines. Next up, we got a chance to go to the Blue Marlin Grand Championship. Huge crowd at the wharf. They weighed in a great big blue marlin that weighed over 700 pounds. Several other big ones as well. There were wahoo, there were mahi-mahi, there were tuna, all kinds of huge fish that were weighed in. Going to give you some information here if you'd like to book your own trip. Here's Captain Patrick Garmison's telephone number if you'd like to contact him, and some other ways that you can contact him as well. And if you'd like to book a rental unit while you're here, you want to get in touch with the folks at Brett Robinson Vacations. They're one of the largest collections of beachfront condos, hotels, and beach houses on the entire Alabama Gulf Coast, with nearly 2,000 rental units, 1 to 8 bedrooms with direct Gulf or bay views. They've got lazy river pools, water slides, indoor-outdoor pools, beachside grill areas, racquetball courts, tennis courts, fitness centers. They're located 35 miles west of Pensacola, 45 miles east of Mobile, Alabama. That's where we stayed. It is a fantastic way to book your trip right here to Gulf Shores. We'll be right back for more fishing.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. By Luz, setting a new standard of fishing performance. Feel the difference. By Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. And by Stren Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability.
You got one on, Patrick? All right. He took it back toward the rig, and then now he's turned around and coming back the other way. Kingfish. All right, here we go. got him. All right. Kingfish. All right, that's the first kingfish that's ever been caught on our show. And I told you that we could catch some of everything out here, and sure enough,
Yeah, these teeth have been cutting us off all day.
we've been getting bites like crazy, and they've just been sawing us off, and you can see why, because of those teeth. There is a kingfish right there. All right, there we go. There's a nice kingfish for you right there. First one on our show. That's what you can do out here. Now, Patrick, explain what these fish are doing out here around these rigs. Why is he here?
There's an abundance of bait. I mean, when you have an offshore structure like this, it's just going to be a haven for bait fish. Most of what's out here are going to be like hardtails, pogies, the LYs as we call them around here in Florida. They call them greenbacks. But it's just an abundance of bait.
Back he goes. He gets to go bite for somebody else that comes here on vacation. All right, we're going to get re-rigged here, cast back out, see if we can catch another fish of some kind. While we do that, you get fishing reports from where you live.
Hey, you gotta love fall fishing in Oklahoma. It is happening right now all across the state. It's getting really good. As the water temperatures now are in the 60s, the fish are getting really active. Now you can throw action baits like a rattle trap, a spinner bait, a soft plastic with a kicking action to it. You can catch a lot of different species on the windy points. A lot of pelicans, seagulls in the state, they can tell you which points you need to be fishing right now because you're gonna see that activity there. Now a lot of the shad I'm seeing are the smaller ones, but they're staying right on top. You want to keep those baits near the surface regardless of what the depth is. Now a rattle trap is a great bait for that. Hold that rod tip high, really fast, pop it a few times. Those largemouth are going to nail it. You're going to also catch other species. Channel cats are very active right now across the state. They also are coming up shallow, right up near the surface. You can catch them. You're going to catch a lot of them on crankbaits. Use your regular cut baits. You're going to catch them on top of those flats about 10 to 16 foot of water. Same thing for white bass, the windy points. Obviously, the rocky windy points are always good for white bass, but right now a lot of white bass are being caught on the sandy points as well. Look for that shad activity. Again, good action baits like a rooster tail or a Bobby Garland stroller, perfect for that. Crappie about 10 to 12 feet deep in the brush piles. Good reports coming in from many places across the state. You can catch them on the points right now in Oklahoma, but you can't catch them if you don't go.
There's a bite, there's a bite, there's a bite. Got him. Fish on. It's a real heavy fish, straight down. I have no idea what has bit me. There goes a big long run. He just ran out about 20 yards of line right then. So we'll fight it here. It's a little short. Well, it's a bite, but it's not what we're after. You can get out here and drift around these rigs. We're out here on the deeper rigs. Now, you saw last year, we were up in Mobile Bay and we were catching speckled trout like crazy, nice ones, 2.5 to 4.5, 5 pound speckled trout. Oh, here we'll show this shark right quick. Can't believe you're actually handling that dude. You're a brave dude.
All right, we'll let him go.
Yep, back he goes. Man, something hits it and they just take off, and it can just be a complete rodeo out here. You don't know what you're gonna catch. Could be a kingfish, Spanish mackerel, big bull redfish. There's just all kinds of fish. Bonito, shark, everything swims around out here around these rigs.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. By Motor Guide Trolling Motors. Introducing the XI5 for ultimate boat control. By Fort Worth Nissan. Fox Sports Outdoors is powered by Fort Worth Nissan. And by Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for your Ask the Pro question. This week, Eddie wants to know, what species do pros target for fun fishing? We checked with 2004 Angler of the Year Gerald Swindle for his answer.
Crappie. I miss some crappie. I fun fish a lot. I love to crappie fish, and I even catfish a lot at night in the summertime. And people say, man, how can you fish for a living and still go home and fish? Because I simply love to fish.
Thanks, Gerald. If you have a question for one of the anglers, please visit our website, follow the Ask the Pro link on the right side of the page, and let us know. Now one of our viewers is going to win a new pair of sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
Back at the Phoenix condos managed by Brett Robinson Vacations, we are back after a great day's fishing out on the Gulf of Mexico. Someone wins free Costa sunglasses each and every week here on the show, and here's this week's winner. He is George Giors of Richmond, Texas, showing a 34-inch red snapper he caught in the Gulf of Mexico in Texas. If you'd like to be our next winner, just go to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. On the right side of the front page, click in the Costa Catch of the Week area, follow the instructions, and enter your big fish photo. And if you'd like to see all of the Costa products, go to their website by clicking back to the front page of our site and clicking on the Costa logo. There you'll see all their great frame and lens styles, like the frame style I was wearing on this week's episode, and this one is called Rockport, and I was wearing the camo frame. Next up on the Academy Right Stuff, I want to give you the information one more time in case you'd like to book a trip here to Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Alabama, and catch any of the species of fish you saw us catching on this week's episode, including the Gulf species, or you can go inshore, catch the speckled trout, redfish, several other species there as well. And don't forget, there's the deep sea fishing offshore. Contact Captain Patrick Garmison. The information you see there on your screen, and he'll get you out there on any of these fish, get you set up for your entire vacation, your corporate event, or your party. Also, if you want to book a place to stay, you can book a fine beach house or a condo or a hotel through Brett Robinson Vacations. The information you see on your screen, book a beautiful place like the place that we stayed here at the Phoenix. Back in 1965, Otis Redding wrote and sang a song entitled R-E-S-P-E-C-T. But it wasn't until 1967 that Aretha Franklin sang that song, and it became a massive hit. You know, respect is a very interesting thing. If you don't have it, it can eat away at your self-worth and self-esteem. But it's not something you can get on demand or in a short period of time. Not in society, not in relationships, not in business. Respect is earned by living a life of honesty and integrity over a long period of time. You can't get respect on demand, you must earn it. I hope you enjoyed our trip today to beautiful Orange Beach and Gulf Shores, Alabama, right here in the Gulf of Mexico. Hey, don't forget, we'll be on next week, Thursday, at a special time of 5:30 p.m. with a repeat airing Saturday morning at 7:30. And don't forget, you can always watch the latest episode of our show 24/7 on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. You can also catch up on all the archives, all the past episodes, and a bunch of product and how-to videos as well. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, and it's on that Twitter feed at the address you see on your screen, where we give away lots of great free fishing gear right here. From the beautiful Gulf Coast of Alabama, until next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.